Hey everybody, Grant Clayton here, founder 1% List. I wanted to make a quick video on how to do a perfect CMA. Okay, so these are the steps that I would use to perfectly price a home in any market. Okay, and I feel that pricing homes incredibly accurately is what separates a great realtor from a bad realtor. It's what's going to make you valuable to a for sale by owner who's underpricing their home. It's going to be it's huge. It's the biggest tool that we have. So these are the steps. Number one, identify your subject property. Number two, know the living footage, underbeam, age, and major factors. Number three, find nearby comparative homes that are active, pending, or sold. So find the comps. Number four, establish trends and look for opportunities to push the envelope. Number five, have a range when viewing the home for the first time. Number six, pinpoint the quality of the subject property and the supply of comparable homes. Number seven, find out the urgency of your client. Do they want to sell it today, sell it in 2 weeks, sell it in the next 6 months? And number eight, price the home accordingly. So first things first, looking over here on the right, we have the MLS. Okay. So I'm going to do a very quick CMA in a neighborhood that a lot of people will probably be familiar with if you're local to my office. And that neighborhood is called Beauchene. So I typically start, I'm going to enter in the county, I'll enter in the city. I'm looking at single family detached homes. And then I'm looking in the subdivision of Beauchene. In a perfect world, you'll be dealing with subdivisions and it's all pretty cut and dry. But obviously, when you're dealing in cities, then it can change dramatically from block to block and street to street. So I'll go over how to do that in just a moment. So this home is going to be excellent or very good condition. And this home is going to be 3,000 living. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to establish a range 2,400 to 3,600 living. So I'm going to go 600 square feet smaller and 600 square feet bigger. Okay. So I have 16 matches right down here. This is a good amount of matches. Okay. If I was down to only one or two, then I would not have enough to base a value off of. But if I was at 40 or 50, then what I would probably do is I would come over here and I would bring this approximate living area down a little bit. Maybe I'll go 2,600 to 3,400. That brings me down to 11 matches. Okay. In a perfect world, you'll have at least 8, but you really don't need any more than 15 or 16. So now I've got 11. So let's go with 11. Okay. So I find that immediately opening it up, I don't like 11. And the reason I don't like 11 is because I have nothing that's available. I have nothing active. So let me go back and move it back out to 2,400 to 3,600. Now I'm back up to 16. Let's see if that gives me anything available. Still nothing available. I'm going to stick with 16 because what that's telling me already is this is a really hot market. Okay. So the first thing that I like to do whenever I pull up this page of comparables is there's a way to sort them by listing price per square foot right here. Okay. I like to do that. So I'm going to sort all these by listing price per square foot. And now I'm going to see the houses that were either weird floor plans or really need to be updated or something's wrong with them. And those are going to be right up here at the top because these were listed at only $140 a foot. Then if I come down here, I'm probably going to see newer homes that don't need to be updated or they've got some major factor being priced at more like $218 a foot. Okay. So for starters, I need to know the living square footage, underbeam, age, and major factors of the property that I'm dealing with. Okay. So what's most important is living footage followed by age and major factors, I would argue. So right here, we've got a bunch of similarly sized homes, 2,600, 2,700, 3,400, right there in the same range. And now I'm going to look at the nicest home. Okay, so here's the nicest home that sold. This one went for the most amount of money per square foot. So you see natural wood everywhere. Pretty cool house. Looks like it's been renovated. It's very rustic, but it looks like it's been renovated. A lot of wooden windows, gas appliances, big, huge commercial fridge and freezer, updated cabinets, shiplap. You see nice things. Okay. Very nice things. Custom showers. Even got a pool back there. Okay. So we got some nice stuff going on. So let me go back here. And now I'm looking at 911 Boshin. This one went for a lot less. So let's see if we can figure out why. It's not exactly amazing to look at from the front. We got some small rooms, low ceilings, cluttered, some green walls, just some weird stuff going on. Just a small house that has not been updated at all. Very dated. Okay. Nothing new, nothing nice, no pool. Okay. Nothing amazing going on here. Okay. So now I have my range, right? So here's my nicest homes down here. Okay. If I open Marina, guess what? Really new, really nice. Same neighborhood, really updated, really good shape, really high quality. Okay. So now I have my range, right? So I know now before I ever enter the home, I know if it's the most amazing home in Boshin, what it should go for. I know if it's the worst home out of all these, roughly what it should go for, what it should list for. And then, you can look in the middle and see the homes in the middle, and you're probably going to see some in the middle things. Okay. A little bit nicer than the one at the bottom, but not totally updated either. Maybe a little bit bigger lot, things like that. Some areas may be painted and updated, but nothing amazing. Okay. So now we have our range, right? We found step one, we identified the subject property and we identified the major facts of it, the living footage, the age, the major factors like a pool or a huge yard or something that truly differentiates it. Now we've found the comparable homes and we've sorted them, right? So we found, here's all the comps and we've sorted them. Okay. Now then, we're establishing trends and we're looking for opportunities to push the envelope. Well, that's pretty simple. I can come over here and I can look at the sold date and I can start sorting these by when they sold, and I can start seeing whether that price is going up continually. If that price is going up continually and we're seeing fewer and fewer and fewer days on the market, then guess what? You could push the envelope a little bit. If the comps say it's worth 430, you might be able to go to 445 or even 450. Okay, you can push the envelope because looking here, we have no supply of active homes. Everything is under contract or sold. And the price points are just going up and up and up and up across the board. So we know we can push the envelope a little bit for these people. Okay. So that is incredibly important, is knowing if you can push the envelope and how you can push the envelope. Because ultimately, people are reaching out to us because we're saving them money and doing a great job. If we are underpricing homes all day long, if we're doing a bad job pricing homes, okay, then guess what? We're not saving people money. We're costing them money. So you have to know if you can push the envelope. Okay. I've had clients before where I've able to go up in price as much as 10% on a house above what they thought, sometimes even more, and get it for them really quickly. And they will remember you and tell that story to all of their friends for the rest of their days that, you know what? My house was only a 350 house. I knew it was. I was going to go for sale by owner. And then I hired Grant and he got me 395 in a day. He basically put an extra 35 grand, 40 grand in my pocket. Okay. They will remember that forever. So don't make a habit of underpricing things just to sell them quickly. Try to get people top dollar and they will be loyal to you for your entire career. Okay. So now you've got your range. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do, you're going to supply the comparable homes once you walk through the home. Okay. So do a little bit of research. Hopefully that home has been sold before. Do a little bit of preliminary conversations and find out if they totally gutted it and renovated it and added a pool. Well, now you know which comps to bring. Okay. But if they say, you know what, we haven't touched the thing and it was kind of dated when we bought it, now you know which comps to bring. If you bring them, if they've got an old dated home and you bring them these really huge prices per square foot, okay, these really, really expensive ones, of course their house is worth the same as this way nicer house that they would totally rather have than their own house. Of course their house is worth way more. Okay. So be able to condense down this list. And if my home is an average home, then I'm going to go through here and I'm going to pick kind of the ones in the middle. And eventually I'm going to get to an outlier where the price is going to jump dramatically. And I'm going to know, you know what? I don't even need to show them this because it's not comparable. And if they bring it up, I'll explain to them, I didn't bring it because it's not comparable to your house. Your house is in a completely different league. You don't pay Ferrari prices for a Ford. You just don't. Okay. Then I'm going to go right down here to one line CMA. That's going to show me what's open predication, what's pending, what's active, and I'll have all these averages laid out for them right here. So you can see average listing price per square foot, average sold price per square foot. That's what we're working off of. Okay, 3,000 times $180 a foot. 3,000 times $190 a foot. Okay, what is your living area times the multiplier, which is the price per foot? That is how we're working. That's what we're working off of. So download a couple of those CMAs, bring a copy for you, bring a copy for your clients, and sit down with them and talk to them. And just let them know, hey, this is the range that you need to be in. So, and then the next simple question is, what is your timeline? If you tell me you need to sell the house this week, then we need to price it differently than if you tell me you want to be patient and get top dollar from a buyer at some point in the next 6 months. Okay, that's much different pricing. That's a totally different thing. So ask them that question. Hey, how aggressive do you want to be? And then you recommend a price accordingly. Okay, if they want to sell it today, recommend a price to sell it today. If they want to sell it in a week, they want to sell it in a month, but recommend a price accordingly. And the first thing that most people are going to do is they're going to want that patient it's going to take me 6-month price, but then they want it this week. So then you are simply tempering expectations and getting it to a point where you can deliver what they're asking for. But at the end of the day, let me stress this, always take the listing. There's a lot of agents who don't believe in this. If the home is going to be overpriced, they're going to turn it away. But let me tell you something. Always take the listing. If you don't take the listing, somebody else will. Take the listing. When they don't get activity, they will come down on their price. Or you might just put a sign in the ground and pull 2 more listings and 2 buyers off of that listing. But the point is that listings are the lifeblood of everything. And those listings are going to further your career. So make sure you're getting the listing. At the end of the day, you don't get paid if you sell it, but you're going to get indirectly paid by having another sign in the ground in another neighborhood. So always make sure you take the listing. Just make sure they understand where you recommend them to be. So this is Grant Clayton, founder of 1% List. Want to make the quick video, how to do a perfect CMA. Once again, identify the subject property. Know the major factors of the home that you're dealing with. Find nearby comparative homes that are active, pending, or sold. Establish the trends and look for opportunities to push the envelope. Have a range when viewing the home for the first time. Okay, know whether you need to price it on the higher, nicer side or lower on the more TLC side. Pinpoint the quality of the subject property and supply the comparable homes based off of that. Find out the urgency of your client. Do they want to sell it today? Do they want to sell it in 6 months, and then price the home accordingly? But most important, get the listing. That's job number 1, is get the listing. Okay. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and interact with us in our private Facebook groups. And I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.